they are going to fight. All right, so yeah, let's get some predictions. Ehome finished their lineup, CDEC finished theirs as well, and it's really CDEC that are going to have to bring back 2 in a row. So we can go to couch number 2, and I can almost definitely promise you, Shiva, that your voice will be heard.
Are you sure?
Not sure at all, but like censorship, you know.
Okay. Well, I already pointed out.
We hear you.
Okay, great. I already told gods, or rather, wrote down for gods, but well, what my vote would be. I think Ehome is looking very strong in this draft, and I think that gods might agree. Yeah.
Shiva didn't let me down in game 1 when.
We're going for Ehome.
I mean, it's not fair.
It's not just
10
like,
seconds
you don't
remaining.
have to agree with them.
You're asking couch 2 all the time first.
You can't just
It's
say
based on
not
MMA.
like you
Lower
have to
MMA
pick
gets
sides,
first.
right? It's just more if there's any disagreements between the people on the couch. I want to see, because like, you know, you're just like, yeah, they look good.
They look good. I think their laning is more flexible, as people already pointed out during the draft. I think that they are just a stronger team.
Tell it to me.
I think that Ehome is going to take this game, and that CDEC is tilting right now, despite.
DC11, he's tilting.
I was going to say, despite 11 being probably Night Stalker again, is just, you know, they use him as a distraction. It's like, let's pretend 11 is tilting, let's feed him to the enemy team, think that they're ahead, make them all cocky and stuff, and then they can come in and crush.
It's beautiful. I'm on this train, unless anyone's telling me otherwise. Couch number 1.
Is that what we're gonna say next time someone feeds? Oh, let's pretend that he's tilting and bait. Winter, you got this.
All I have to say is they have a spider problem that they can't resolve. So I'm going with Ehome as well.
All right, no one with CDEC, but I believe in the Rubik and Lena combo. 2 of my favorite supports if they both get to play support. So we'll see how it goes. But CDEC need to win this, otherwise this will be their final match of Group A. So let's find out if they can, and Ehome want the win as well to climb back in the potential upper bracket. And over to the
Welcome back, everybody, to game number 2, Ehome versus CDEC. Of course, Ehome only 1 game up. We'll see whether or not CDEC is able to tie things out. But Blitz, we have once again CDEC running some things that we've seen before, but Ehome is definitely a lot more interesting story here. The supports are very different. We're seeing essentially what come from North America, similar to the Omni OD, also from all the way over to Europe and China, the OD Marana.
Can you guess an E-Wolves game with Moon Meander?
Yeah.
Where they do the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense though, because CY, you're going to play it safe lane, you need something that has kill potential. That's something that we always talk about, right? At least I make a point to bring up in every broadcast. You want to have kill potential on the offlane, and this is definitely a hero combination that does it for you.
Yeah, this is a combination that XE is not going to be able to deal very well with at all. Meanwhile, Old 11, he actually is not going to be facing too much that is scary when it comes to his pushes. Now, they definitely have kill power, which Rubik and Merc Spirit and Alina that he's got to be careful not to feed away to. But once we really see the Three Mother start rolling forward, they don't have a whole lot of ways to be able to deal with it.
Yeah, this is definitely Spirit Siphon.
Oh dear. Shiki is going to be run down for a bit of damage, but he was able to pick up the Bounty Rune. The Brood Mother did get the Bounty Rune at bottom lane, and is actually making his way to where? Is it going to be mid Brood Mother? It is.
It is.
Nice. So mid Brood Mother, change up as well.
Oh no.
Always bringing different strats.
And this is something that we talked about too, is like one of the best invoker counters is take this Brood Mother. A lot of people look at a hero like Brood and they think it's weird.
Look at Kaga. He knows he's got to get the Tango over to Brood Mother so he can counter the counter.
A lot of heroes like Brood Mother, it's not a mid hero, but it is. Like if you think about it, it hard nullifies a lot of other mid heroes.
Yeah.
And now Garter's in this weird, unenviable position where he's a support Rubik that has a dust, but no kill potential there. Which is, and I'm gonna reference that a lot, kill potential, because it's important. I want the hero just do those 2. Bottom.
And this bottom lane's not going to be a whole lot of fun either without the Rubik here. This Death Prophet Night Stalker is actually a pretty powerful lane. There's got to be careful with the slow, of course, allowing Old Chicken to be able to get off full Spirit Siphon. And we already talked about the fact that they have kill potential against the Faceless Void. This is Ehome once again. We saw this in their previous series, is that they're setting themselves up to potentially win every single lane.
So weird. I don't think I've ever seen offlane DC before. I remember I got into some discussion about some guy who told me like offlane DP legit, and I was like, what MMR? bot is 100% gonna go down.
Yeah, definitely that aggressive is the one to pick up that first blood. Meanwhile, they're actually positioning themselves to try and get a kill on Shiki right now. Lanham is thinking about throwing out the arrow, just waiting for Shiki to stand in one place for a little bit too long.
Everything about Ehome's setup is just a little bit off.
Yeah.
And individually it probably works out, but it's the combination of three things. Like you have this Mirana and Night Stalker support.
Radiant's
Neither of them
middle
have that
tower
hard
is
disable
under
that
attack.
you usually look for in your support for your team fight. Then you've got a Brood mid, which you see sometimes, but it's pretty infrequent.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah,
is
started
under
off
attack.
in the South American scene, and then showed up in the South Asia scene, then Europe started running it. It was just like this very weird spread.
They
where-
had it at TI as well.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
They're immediately going to switch things around because they know they want their Invoker to have good. And Shiki is not going to have the best start against Brood Mother mid. He has zero potential to really do much. Old 11 can harass him out. Whereas aggressive, at least he's got the Flame Guard. Even then, it's not that great.
Yeah, Ehome definitely identified that the two different potential mids from CDEC were not going to be enough to stop a mid Brood Mother. Again, they're still left in this position where their toughest lane is going to be their Death Prophet Night Stalker, but they'll probably still be able to farm decently well. We'll see how well a Death Prophet is able to execute, though, when we start going 20 minutes into the game, with a little bit of lackluster farm from the mid Death Prophet. That is going to be an issue. That slowed down Yule Scepter. The timing is just going to be a bit off for Old Chicken.
See that? This is the first time Lanham has played Mirana competitively. Kind of nuts, actually, about it.
Mm-hmm. Considering how insane number of games that he has, yeah.
It's not very common to begin with, though. It's a lot more unstable than any scene like. When I think of the Chinese scene, it's even less about farming or any of these things that people talk about, all the metas that they play. But like, what China Dota really represents to me is stability. The way that they play the game, played and they find the most consistent. And this has been the case for a really long time. Beautiful to watch, honestly. Whereas like the West, you know, you got the flair for the dramatic, do some weird stuff.
We have our Jimmys and sexy bambos of the world.
Yeah, exactly. You can never have. I guess the Bambo of Asia. Just like down to make big plays.
Yeah. Old 11 is doing a typical Brood Mother move. It doesn't really matter what
Radiant's
lane
middle
you're in.
tower
He's
is
probably
under
going to
attack.
What's he
tower.
supposed to do against this? How is he meant to deal with this? He can't have sentries on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So, but his Flame Guard doesn't instantly kill the Brood lane. He can't pressure with them at all. If he pops it too early, then Old 11 gets on top of him, kills him in 1 second.
Yeah, and if he takes too much damage,
Oh,
he's going to be taken out. Then Taka comes in, nice arrow as well, following up. Lanham is able to ensure there's no counterplay. Top lane, and CTY is going to be in some serious trouble as CDEC trying to make an aggressive rotation up to the top lane. This is
Radiant's
probably
middle
smart.
tower
The
is
laning
under
phase
attack.
is definitely in static.
Radiant
Very
structures
favorable
are
for me.
fortified.
So they got to kind of take things up and rotate to support the line.
Yeah. And this DP, traditionally in the mid lane, does fine against Invoker, but again, it's an old chicken off lane DP. Probably not comfortable doing it.
Radiant's
Must have
middle
ran this at
tower
least
has
once or twice in
fallen.
scrims. More importantly than that, they're giving such a favorable net.
Shiki, giant hero, Shiki is able to get off the Spirit Siphon, and too damn bad. Go invis, it doesn't really matter. That Spirit Siphon will follow you to your grave.
It would have killed them no matter what because it gives vision.
Yeah.
Like it shows you where they're going.
Yeah, they just continue to run him down no matter what.
Man, that spell's just funny to think about because DP is not broken, but that one individual spell, if you described it to me, I would tell you you were insane. Pure damage, it goes through BKB, you get charges, it walks through invis.
Imagine the enemy, they can't really juke you. Old 11 is actually clearing through some Ancients at the same time, just trying to maximize his farm.
Wow, this is pretty incredible. He's getting a lot.
Yeah,
We talked about it really in the last game, how important it is to take this mid one tower and how difficult it normally is. But he just skips the creep wave 4 times in a row, they kill the Emperor, and then it's down.
Yeah, and with the Death Prophet, they've actually got pretty good roche taking capabilities later on into the game. So if they're able to take both this mid tower as well as the safe lane tower, that actually completely kills CD's hold on the roche outfit, which is already lessened by the fact they're on Radiant side.
DP is doing too well. He's 1-0, picked up 27 CS. That would be bad mid farm. translates to amazing offense.
Yeah. And CDEC, this is simply going to be a lineup that's just too slow again. They've got both the Ember Spirit and the Invoker who need a certain amount of farm. Faceless Void is going to have his level 6 soon, but he doesn't actually really output a whole lot of damage himself, and his ultimate is too low of, or too high of a cooldown to consistently have a good tempo for the game. This is going to be Ehome running away with it for the first 10 to 15 minutes easily.
Invoker's gonna go cross-wex to stop the breach. He's gonna get gone on. Silent stuff. There's so many broodlings on top of him.
Yeah, there's just no way for him to get out in time, and Garter, he does not have a TP, so if they do actually
they're boots on the ground!
Go, Garter! He holds off. So, an Ether Lens for Death Prop.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Would have been amazing. Garter had gone for that.
Yeah.
He just denies the boots. 400
Radiant's
life.
bottom
I'll take
tower
that
has
trade.
fallen.
And there it is. That tier 1 tower is down at the bottom lane. CDEC's hold on Roshan is very rapidly evaporating.
There's a lot of first happening this game.
Mm-hmm. Definitely showing up to this series after getting knocked down by MVP. Do not want to be ending up in that loser bracket at the best one.
And this is pretty innovative to begin with. But Ehome are just putting pressure all around the map, and even though the score looks somewhat even, for casual watchers of Dota, you're immediately gonna put your eyes to the scoreboard and say, well,
Radiant's
it's
bottom
2-3,
tower
but
is under
remember the
attack.
last game where it started 20 to 11 or something in favor of CDEC, and it didn't even matter. What matters even more is how much pressure
Radiant
you're putting
structures
on,
are
the network
fortified.
differences, how much you're getting
Radiant's
out of
bottom
objectives.
tower is under
Because
attack.
they're not getting kills, but they're getting objectives. And in the early games, this means so much more. You're getting complete control of the enemy jungle right now.
Radiant's
For the
bottom
early
tower
blast
has
as well.
fallen.
This is just going to increase the early fighting power of
Dire's
Ehome.
top tower is under attack.
Hold 11 sitting in
Run down, telekinesis, this should be a rather easy kill. Hold 11, try and get up the nuke off Garter, and maybe his spider lane can pick it up, but no. Aggressive is actually taking him down with the flame guard. So, arrow landing on Shiki, but
Dyer's top
unfortunately,
tower is under
Ehome
attack.
have no way to be able to follow that one.
Dire's structures are fortified.
When you play the Dire, you want to try to take control of this Radiant jungle as much as you can. Like, I don't know if I can draw on this either. Area, so that you force them to farm like these two camps only.
Dire's top
and
tower is under
then you just go
attack.
for the Roshan eventually, take map control, play the game where you starve out the enemy, force CDEC to play on the side of the jungle, and then you can just board that. You've got map control and you win the game just by getting like 3 Roshans and eventually going high ground for people that don't know. So what CDEC have to do right now is they have to try to take control back. They've got to get this brood down as many times as they can. This is a pretty central hero to Ehome's squad.
This is even more of an extreme version of the hold on the Radiant jungle than we normally see. Being able to get this kind of aggressive vision down in lane as well as this forward ward means that they can't actually get into this right side of the jungle at all without being scouted.
Yeah.
The Broodmother's early taking of that tier 2 tower is really what allows this kind of aggressive warding to succeed.
It's a really cool strategy. I think people aren't gonna really realize it. They're gonna look at the heroes and it's like the actual play aspect of it too. Pretty well calculated by Ehome so far.
Shiki have to deal with these spiderlings constantly. The next exit is in the double 15 seconds. Can Ehome roach that? Not getting hit by the light strike array, but it doesn't seem to matter. The Laguna Blade is going to be thrown out there. Meanwhile, Night Stalker actually goes down to the bottom lane as the Aggressive is able to pick up that kill.
At one point, it looked like the gold was ticking down to almost 7k, but the XP now in favor of CDEC. They're getting these high priority kills. Ehome can't afford that. Just talked about how central the Brute is to the strategy. Can't lose him twice in a row like this back to back. Give up a lot of the map control. You allow Shiki to continue to farm up. Pretty terrible thing to happen because he's gonna hit his Midas now. Kind of puts him back. There was a time period where he was really far behind, even worse than the offlane DP. But now he's got the Midas. Once they start to pick up objectives, they'll get even further ahead.
They kill mid, kill bottom, now going for the trifecta, as they're going to be able to make them rematch the top lane. Like that is there, but the Chronosphere to be revealed CPY, as he's going to be held down. The battle goes down actually, Oathing into the great position there. He's going to be the next team, as the tank team comes back. Ooh, the imprisonment goes goes out just in time. Got to come that in. The tornado still come down. We can still play forward here. Ehome are going to be losing the DPY. Both tickets ready to fight as best as possible. And here's time to go to town. He will be able to pick up the kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's run themselves out too far until getting hit by that Dragon's Blade. Night Stalker too far forward now. Bottom, he definitely does not have the levels to be able to fight this one out as he's got 3 levels of Sacred Arrow. They do have the Broodmother coming in from behind though, and that's definitely going to be sacrificial Q.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's down to half. Got Tornado up. He'll be able to turn around by himself. Time to get off the Ghost Walk, and we'll be able to survive from there.
So really good rotations by CDEC invading the safe lane. Ehome, the one downside to this lineup is it's incredibly fragmented. You have to wait for this lineup to develop. Map control, you allow the Broodmother to kind of become this unkillable stalker in the jungle where you have no idea where she's going or what she's doing. And then this will allow CDY to farm on the other side of the map. But CDEC, the really intelligent thing about this encounter is saying, okay, we're going to kill the Brood, then we're just immediately going to keep... Notice that they don't stop to farm the jungle, they don't wait to clear out anything like that, they just go lane to lane. And this is so key because a lot of teams, I think, that are worse, they would go to the jungle, farm out, play the farming game for a little bit, but...
And then they would just take exactly aggressive board.
CDEC are just playing aggressive because they're non-stop to go from top mid to bottom.
Oh, arrow catches out at CDEC. Re-pick off for Ehome. Old 11 was trying to get himself away from the red team, but how he's got the counter. Ooh, Tornado in from behind. He's going to be able to pull out the big the bridge that he's done for him. Or take it. Doesn't have the kind of power to stand up against at this point in time is able to take out all 3 cores and now trying to catch them to back. Nice jump from Garter, able to get that lead forward into Tel. He just steals the arrow, and Garter's just showing off at this point in time.
Alright, Garter's just... I want to create my own...
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Play and they might even pressure for this mid town and grab it on their own. And CDEC, they rushed this all map control away. Only that existed purely because of tier 2, tier 1 towers being pushed. An entirely nullified
Dyer's middle
XP
tower
advantage,
has fallen.
swinging way the hell up, and
feels like Ehome, almost in a way, with this kind of strategy, had like phase 1 and phase 2 pretty well
Dyer's
planned
middle
out,
tower
but
is
as
under
soon as
attack.
they got in, they got the objectives they were searching for, they seem to just lose a little bit of focus and start playing a little bit floppier. And CDC definitely counts on that beautifully, with as you were talking about the way that they just continually played
Dyer's
aggressive and didn't
structures
slow
are
down for a
fortified.
moment.
this Ember's getting too fast, too quick too.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Really well. I know in the earlier series,
Dyer's
Superhero
top
was
tower
disappointing,
has fallen.
and they need him to be the star player if they're going to advance on. But I was jumping all over their, I was fanboying pretty hard. It's a really cool strategy, and I thought the execution principles were good. They did a really good job with it, but then CDC, they just got that. Instead of the panel, they're yeah.
Sean has fallen to the Dyer.
Immortality. We do this, now what?
End up losing just too
Dyer's
many
top
pickoffs, and you can't really
tower is
afford
under
that. Just kind of
attack.
push strategy, right? Because you get a pretty sizable gold advantage, and that's going to play against you with these pickoffs that CDEC continually getting as they just batter against Ehome
Dyer's
with some of their
structures are
aggression.
fortified.
They don't want to give up the
They know about
Dyer's
it too. The
top
Moonlight
tower
Shadow, but
is
they've
under
got a good
attack.
counter ward set up. The arrow has already been used, and that's a big downside. He put a huge amount of priority into this Sacred Arrow going 3 levels instead of just 2, which I think is a bit more standard.
It doesn't level up the max stun or min stun or anything like that. It's
But
just the damage.
Yeah, the damage progression from level 1 to level 2 is big. 50 to 140.
I think after that though, I think the 3rd level is a little bit of a workout.
Yeah, agreed. You
Dyer's
kind of want
top
that
tower
Starstorm
is
just
under
because
attack.
of the heavy nuking power plus some farming potential, I guess, on the support position.
He's always gonna frontline this. He has the Aegis, they don't want to give this up. Give up this tier 2 tower right now. That's really lost a lot of momentum.
Old 11 threatening that tier 3 tower. Aggressive has got to go back. Protect that one. The arrow, multiple Garter, is going to be hit dead on by that. Not going to be able to do too much there. The imprisonment is out in time. Q is going to try and land the light strike array afterwards. Does land it, but it ultimately means nothing. Ehome has successfully defended their tier 2 tower, thanks to Old 11 pushing out that bottom lane.
He didn't communicate that very well. I could have killed Q. after he threw down the stun on CTY. CTY is Aegis. Get 3 heroes around that area. The rest of the CDEC had already ran away. As soon as Aggressive shows himself bottom, even with the Spirit is up, fighting at that angle was just a little bit too off. Do I have the Aegis available to himself?
Now, Broodmothers of old, especially against Ember Spirits, would have gone unordered. Now, that has long not been the case. We're actually seeing much more of these brawler builds coming out from the Broodmother. The Vlad's a good example of this. Early BKBs are oftentimes picked up. What's kind of the change of idea behind the Broodmother in this?
Rather than going for what? Kid?
Yeah, the more pick-off style that we used to see, Broodmother would just sit in one lane and then destroy whoever showed up, essentially.
Go for the Vlad. It allows you to push in, go for the jungle pretty easily. Adds a lot of firepower to your broodlings, or your spiderlings, I should say. I think
Old chicken. He is still gonna go down here. That'll decent commitment there from CDEC. That was a bull rotation with 5 heroes with also being used. And it wasn't the most critical of heroes. OG and Bruno were still your top dogs. Somehow being caught here by knowing
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That being said, this is creating more space for Old 11 to go high ground. He's going to come in with the here. And now the follow-up TPs. They planned this one well, but well enough. He was got to land the lifetime away from the Old 11. Keeping them in place for his allies to be able to take out will be a trade-off, but well worth the
Just feels like Ehome. The strategy was developed really well for the first 10 minutes of the game, but it's falling apart a little bit, and most of this just comes down to the cores being picked off non-stop. That you can afford to lose the occasional support, the Night Stalker, or even the bottom dying. It's not that big of a deal, but Ehome's central core philosophy behind lineup, I think, is just keep your cores alive, them annoying, make sure that you spread out the map as much as possible, and then play around like the DP ultimate. But DP isn't a hero that typically offlanes, and I'd imagine it's not the best coming back into the game when you move back so hard.
Yeah, and let's talk about the Ether Lens build. I'm not going to hate on it too much. If I was seeing it from like a mid-depth profit, it's kind of interesting, but we were talking about how his farm in the offlane is going to slow down the Yule Scepter, and if you pick up another item before that Yule Scepter, you're just doubling the time on that. Is this a mistake by Old Chicken? Is this Yule Scepter timing really costing Ehome a lot of control, or you think it's alright?
I think it's okay, because he needed the arcane boost. He's an offlaner.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the stats. He doesn't have the null option or a bottle or anything like that. I wouldn't really want him to go a bottle at that point, because he just has to stat up and get arcanes.
Right.
In hindsight, of course, you can say that he could have just gone straight for the Yule, but even then, I don't think he would have harmed as much as he did.
It was just very natural, right? If you're gonna go the arcanes, make use of that mana booster a little bit.
CDEC are just playing this really well because they know that Home don't have the hard lockdown available for the DPL to be really effective in straight up fights, and they know that the Broodmother can't really fight because she has no web system set up. They're taking all these fights around the map, being Old 11 on his toes. Yeah, he's getting some damage on that tower bottom, but is 500 damage on a tower worth repeatedly losing team fights?
Yeah, and speeding up that battle spirit, perhaps the Ember Spirit. He's farming away. He's got Boots of Travel Drums, Perseverance, and is another 1,000 gold or so away from completing
Dyer's
that battle
top
spirit.
tower is under
Ehome
attack.
were hoping to be able to get a pick off. They
Dyer's
ran a
structures
4-man
are
storm
fortified.
all the way down to the bottom lane. If they could get something, they can actually quickly go uphill. For CDEC, on the defensive, nice and quick, but
Too obvious.
yeah, way too obvious. They only
Dyer's
managed to
top
get a
tower
ward
has
up, and that's
fallen.
it. CDEC realized exactly what was going on and took advantage of it.
Nobody was fighting top lane.
Yeah.
Fought so hard, you rotated 4 heroes, you were willing to lose the fight just to defend that shit too. And then Aggressive was just like, poke. It was like, anybody here? That's the context you should think about it.
Yeah.
Like, they were trying so hard to defend that tower, and then Aggressive is by himself, does not take towers quickly.
No.
It's like, one hero has to be there, defends it, nobody shows up. That alone just should sound off the alarm bells. Tell everybody on your team they are bottom. What thing to do is go for a pick off and then immediately high ground with the team.
They just played defensive with everyone else, and they take the tower, and now Ehome are left in a position where it looks like Roach number 2 may be their high ground potential, but
I feel like they're going to have to with that.
yeah. Because they can't afford to go late game against Ember Void, right?
No. And the Invoker, really underrated.
True.
Plus Lena is the support. I think he's getting a decent amount. He's got a 4 staff already. Rubik's got Blink, Arcanes, like all of their supports are getting farmed. And this is traditionally something you don't see out of CDEC's support. Garter and Q, especially Garter often, just kind of gets sacked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually Ehome support that get a lot out of the last thing that they want. But Lanam just kind of prioritizes himself. Yeah, I love that about Dota. You just make all of these little inferences of the information that you have, educated guesses. They don't have any wards at the top side, but tell like what's going on.
Yeah. CTY is trying to finish off his BKB right now. Bexy is going to put a stopper in that one if he can with the Chronosphere combined with Sheik. Oh, CTY jumps back to the right side. They go for it. CTY next is going to come in. That'll be on the line. And now they need to is coming from the side. He'll be able to pick up that one kill and look for more, but looks like the Ember Chains are going to be enough to stop that one. But that being said, CDEC on full here. This just leaves another opening once again for Old 11 to go for that next push.
He's gonna pressure up, but luckily for CDEC, it's not the Ember that they lost. They can just send him down with Flame Guard. Garter alone is enough to do this. He even stole the spawn Spiderlings. He can start to get counter-aggressive with these. All this
No Battle Fury yet, so most of those Broodlings will be able to survive, but Old 11's got to keep an eye on that one.
I think the next Roshan is time to strike. It was a really good fight that they took at top, killing the Lena and the Invoker. But it's going to cost you the deep heal almost every time.
Now
We talked about it. It was really close for them only getting the Invoker. Well, the Lena almost made it out.
Radiant's top
You
tower
have no
is under
way
attack.
to really stop people from running away.
Radiant
Have those
structures are
crazy
fortified.
combos abilities like that Lanam Ravage. Why am I dude?
Yeah. XD is about to complete a Blink Dagger. Yeah, it's stood up now. So they'll have that extra initiating tool. It's TP wide. Great counterplay there with the Blink It looks like he'll get the other support as well. Whether or not he'll survive through this. Shiki needs just a little bit more damage. Old 11, unfortunately, has taken damage from Shiki and won't be able to get himself inside the trees. So he does end up going down. That being said,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Too bad. Did pop up in his 10-second BKB, but at least he had enough reliable gold to complete the defusal play.
The Invoker is the gem. No chance he's going to get out of that. You see a machine gun fire with the Alacrity. The Orchid is so goddamn fast.
Yeah, the Quaswex builds on Invoker is just known for this incredibly deadly single
Radiant's
target
top
takeoff.
tower is under attack.
Cold snap and not
That is
high
so
amount of attack speed he has.
Sniper's going to get a huge infusion of gold and experience. Go for this top pressure, but CDEC, they're not going to give anything away for free. Not when they're this far ahead. I don't even want to say this far ahead, because they've got some weird positional advantages and an Ember Spirit that's getting huge, but Ehome, they're the bend don't break team. Get all these kills against them, but yeah, they're meaningless, you know. You killed Old 11
way to be able to
Radiant's top
engage.
tower is under
Old 11
attack.
again, we're used to that.
We're just playing on hard mode right now, don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's 11's that player that for some reason he dies, but in net it works out. I need that as a power. Yeah. I hope people, I know that it's like the weird thing that highlight that die, but what I can highlight that is look how much the people and they create space on one side of the map. It's the same thing with Old 11.
And they will be able to take this
Roshan has fallen to the tower.
fight through an Aegis if they want to go. They decide not to. They're also fighting into now a Night Stalker Ag. Doesn't have the gem yet.
They've got quite a bit of farm on the course though. The BKB's almost completed on the Invoker, but Ehome are still at a pretty dangerous timing. Pretty strong right now. You've got the Axe completed on the Night Stalker. With the Iron Talon, he just beautifully farmed away. The Dual Scepter and 2200 gold. Ultimate orb for it, and Or like the OD is gonna finish the DKB soon.
Yeah, still though, I mean, Battle Fury picked up by Ember Spirit not so long ago. It's quickly turning into a Crystallis against this Broodmother. It's
Don't you get a? I feel like you need a blink as well.
Oh yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Maybe you
attack.
prioritize the damage here, because
The potential high ground push that he's only gonna go for.
With honor!
again, this is the Ehome
You
style.
become
Lose these
past
non-important
tense.
heroes later on. Instead of using the core life at all costs. That's why Old 11 has shifted here, and he's saying to himself, don't go in the lane anymore, there's no reason to farm out their jungle repeatedly and teammates where they are. For the time.
Jump forward here. They actually gonna try and do this one with a silence. It's not gonna be great though. CDEC still have the rest of their heroes sitting on the side. And we're ready to counter-initiate. XD not finding the opportunity to throw down that chronosphere.
Old 11, I like that he's finally trying to respect the Void. The Void can just TP in before the rest of his teammates, and if he finds the opportunity for a chrono, then you can go for the TP. He has the... he's gonna hunt. Old 11 should get the hell out right now. Hiding in the tree line. Weird.
He knows the Broodmother is somewhere around, but and catching quite in time.
Got the DKB now. Him a lot.
Is this an Orchid build on him, or is he actually going Veil? Because there's not that much magic damage, right? There's the big OD ultimate. That's the big magic damage that he does. There's Crypt Swarm. Like, they've got a lot of heroes that actually, despite being intelligence heroes, output like physical damage or pure damage rather than magic.
I think it's still pretty... gives you really nice stats. Gives you armor, HP regen.
Certainly doesn't need the mana with... Well, I guess he does with the mech.
Anam just finds farm. I don't know how he ever does it. Top though.
Radiant's top
This
tower
is the first
is under
time that they're gonna
attack.
bring Old 11.
Radiant
Old 5 man.
structures
The main
are
reason for this is
fortified.
because of CTY's EKB 8. One at full or
You
Radiant's
cannot
top
afford to
tower
lose
has
a
fallen.
10-second BKB fight at this.
And more important than that, you're only going to get so many opportunities against absolutely massive Ember, who instead of going for the blink or the
This
Yasha into
sustains
the Manta,
good remains.
Dire's bottom
it is
tower
gonna,
is under
gonna be a
attack.
counter to both the Night
Radiant's
Stalker
top
and the
tower
Death
is
Stalker.
under attack.
That Death Stalker, the initiation range of like the Aether ones, like Yule's balance is pretty.
Ehome are running around right now with Kaka and that Ags, Night Stalker, and Gem. And they take every bit of map control that CDC still have left away from the map. They're going to try and go for the silent play, but realize too many members of CDC are here tonight. Turn left silence there for all chicken. And Ehome have popped the Moonlight Shadow, are going to try and get the pick off on Garter. Looks possible. Goes now. And Arrow is going to be landing.
Radiant's
on Garter.
middle
Looks like
tower
it's
is
still going
under
to be
attack.
Need a little bit more damage. One right click is going to do the trick, but he managed to blink himself away. Ehome unable to be able to commit to that kill. Still Delta gets the not necessarily as hard as CDC would have anyway. Definitely has the better late game.
Radiant's
Seems like
middle
high
tower
ground.
is under attack.
But
Radiant's
all
middle
to
tower
worry
has
about.
fallen.
Manta completed now on the Ember. Gonna see him TP out, but he just continues to farm. Pretty good timings right now. As if he's the highest net worth in the game by 3,000. The Brood Mother was naturally going to be ahead to the amount of objectives, including the Roshan. He's a little bit. He's going to steer it away. The other two heroes coming.
I was meant to have
Here comes
this.
that down for Lana.
It helps. We're underrating this item. Up in 4 minutes again.
Is this going to be the Moonshard OD? This is one of the big things he really needs attack with, right? To capitalize on that Arcane Lord, which is why the Octarine can sometimes be questionable.
Smoke attempt is CDC go for their own smoke. Play just because they know that it's out. That's the result. Gathering up their own support.
It's too hard though against a Night Stalker. Kaka's positioned himself pretty damn well, and now it's going to be CDC who need to try and get out.
He was
unscathed
gonna
here,
die.
Q. He's only got the 4 staff. There's no way he's going to be able to stay ahead of this Night Stalker. Be able to draw a lot of time today. Unless CDEC actually want to try and fight this one. GT's here. He's there. Tries to go for CT. And just goes and fights as best as possible. XD is going to be silenced up. Over the top. He was going to lose all of his mana. He's going to try and chase him down next. Hides himself in the trees. Hoping to be able to juke away CTY while the rest of CDEC starts CTing back. Q's still going to be taken up. Oh, you kidding me? Barely doesn't do enough damage to finish off. And the neutral creep will take the kill.
And if that invokes BKB...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
In that fight. The setup that they have, she keeps dying there, getting anything off. Quite a lot to the rest of the team. He had the Alacrity queued up to cast in a new spell during that time period. Goes down Whimper. Pretty sure you have enough time.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Somebody else is going to get hit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
There's another coming in from the side.
Oh, forward for that to happen. You're going to guarantee yourself the fight. Like, they had time to get out.
Dire's bottom tower has
That was
fallen.
one of those, okay, if you take the fight, XD is going to get a really nice chrono opportunity. The Ehome's getting way too over-aggressive. It's just a casual gem picked up out of the career.
11. Abandoning that one, doesn't need it for now. CTY has completed his Moon Shard. Even more advantage in nighttime now. So they've got the extra gem taken away from Garter. So it is all good. Aggressive though, he they just have no like hard disabled.
Speaking of which, I think the OD should get a half for this.
Yeah.
Almost in solo kill potential.
Sonos here, and he gets the Blink Dagger up to, they know, level 11, they catch him. Is this actually going to be
I foresaw your death the moment you were born.
Yeah, they're pinging, they're hoping, but pick up a fresh one. He has to be able to utilize that 10-second BKB around the next fight. They use that one BKB on the OD, and they've used 2 charges so far on the Brood, but matter too much.
Yeah,
I think Hex is better,
but it feels like that would be CTY. You just don't have like any kind of. Oh, okay, he does. Go for it.
much better. What is? Because the Lincolns, what does it really do to? Should I say? I feel like it's just setup that are not gonna matter at all. But
they gotta be able to get anything here. BKB, but it doesn't have a bonus for killing that Brood Mother. They will be able to get the death profit and try and push down for both tier 2s. It looks like CDEC are actually in a good position to really capitalize off that takeoff.
Dire's bottom tower is under
I'm
attack.
surprised that it went. It's the first reveal of the Meta Bite.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Wasn't really in a position to die. Yeah, you've got the head of now. You still have the mana. Look how much
Dire's
XP he
bottom
has.
tower has
Armor,
fallen.
2100, 14 armor. You're gonna be hard pressed to kill him unless your entire team is ready.
Yeah, you definitely need like the OC immediately there, start right clicking him down as soon as possible.
That was maybe just a little bit of an overtension. I think over the long range. There's no way to be able to stop that.
Dire's bottom tower
Pick off
has
there
fallen.
before the death drop is back up in 15 seconds.
Dire's bottom
And
barracks
now,
is under attack.
get both Shooter as well as Solar Arrow onto him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're going to be losing this lane of racks, and probably going to be threatening a second lane of racks as well. CDEC just abandoned the bottom lane push. They don't really care that much about the range racks. They want to be able to take this tier 2 and go high ground.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
We just bought out. They're gonna poke, and
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And they know that the push is on cooldown. Ehome, this is kind of the one downside of the stretch. Their lineup was meant to play aggressively at all phases of the game cap. Play defensively like this, it doesn't suit that. Ember is so huge.
Dyer's middle tower has fallen.
35 seconds out of the blue bottle, you've got to play this perfectly.
If Brisbane goes out, looks like he should be that one. A little bit more damage. Taka, throws out the arrow, but unable to get anything else there. Cheeky defensive tornado as they get themselves out. That would have been a pretty damn decent fight for Ehome. Only has lost that.
That was kind of worst possible scenario there, is that the Ember gets all the XP and the gold, but the solo pickup on the OD. Sort of surprised that he astraled him.
Yeah.
If you just kept right-clicking him, would have guaranteed the kill. Or maybe you just go away because you know that the silence is going to end by the time you saw the astral. They just overestimated how, or underestimated how damage.
Yeah, with the completed Scotty Ember Spirit is super tanky. Ehome are going to be able to turn their attention towards Roshan. Roshan number 3, so she is going to be up. Going to be a big pickup.
Old 11's about to the old chicken's got some gold going, but nobody from the rest of the Ehome squad are really going to get that much bigger. So I kind of like them to start looking for these agents. I don't think you wait for that major item. It's way too long. It's only 1,700 gold by now. And with old 11,
Big old 11.
oh, you brute the Aegis. A little bit surprising. I thought for sure it was CTY.
The Broodmother is, he's almost like a transformational hero, in that, like, he's very dependent on Insatiable Hunger and DKB to have a large impact in fight. So, that's only one of the lives.
Pretty surprised about that, mostly. I kind of like to talk to somebody and figure out what that's about. But TY's not going to have the Aegis coming around. Maybe they just think he's pretty... just farming out everything. Deals quite a bit of damage.
Oh, see. Sidesteps that arrow. We'll be able to make it out alive there. Are you still down with this no ags deploy we keep seeing?
These on BKB are honestly necessary. You want to make sure, more than anything, it doesn't matter the cooldown so much as you get off the BKB. And the defusal is a really good cheap counter to the silence, and it gives you some damage. And KP guarantees that you don't get clipped by some arrow or you stop getting.
Give us next up for Old Chickens, although they'll potentially have the double armor items before the next fight.
I do think they should get it now. I don't think there's any point in building him as a pure DPSer.
Somebody who combos so well with the Chronosphere and the Ember Spear.
At some point, though, Ehome are going to want to fight with the Sagas. They have a lot of different items on their cores. They've got pretty much everything that they need, sans the Valkyros on Old 11. Maybe you wait for an item pickup from CTY. I didn't anticipate. I guess with the moon shards. Seems pretty incredible.
Down on creep waves. 40 minutes in, this game has drawn out a little bit longer than our last one, and the advantage is slightly to CDEC's favor. They've got about a 10k net worth advantage, 7,500 experience. But that's I mean, that's essentially like one fight, right? If Ehome finds the correct kind of engagement.
Ehome still have a win condition.
Yeah.
Still have a way to win this game, and why you say, even though that you've got the 10k lead, you got this farmed as hell Ember, still feel okay.
The biggest problem is they not have without the side device on the OD. They gotta be able to catch that Ember Spear and blow them up.
Here we go, I think you go for the fight right now. You got the buyback available on the OD, doesn't got the Aegis as well on Old 11. I think it's about time.
Unfortunately for them, CDEC are playing inside the dire jungle and backing away from a potential fight with Ehome. Ehome are going to start pursuing, but with the Fort Spirits there, plenty of alarm bells should be going off for CDEC.
CDEC right now is saying, okay, we're going to wait out the Vegas timer. We know you want to fight around it, so we're just going to play the guerrilla warfare game. Run, hit and run, force you to react to this top lane. They're not hard committing to anything they won't have to. They're up a set of racks, another set of racks might things over there. OD though, you gotta be careful. This hero's gonna hit hard. He's got a fully completed Shiva's. Means Chicken should get Lotus Orb?
Yeah. I was just about to say, I'm a little bit surprised. I really thought the side device was the choice for him and have Shivas on the B team instead.
Link Texas, criminally. Underrated.
Armor is going to be needed against this Ember Spirit. The way it has to play it. But he's still potentially going to go down the original fight. The time that they're sitting down to that Link out drops the ultimate, will be able to catch XD with no mana. 11 still sends the life here a little bit more, but looks like he's going to try to keep eventually. Life number 1 can pick up as well. Needs to be able to blink himself out of this situation. Left top BKB turns and fights, but there's too many heroes up for CDEC for them to be able to continue this engagement. 4 versus 4 still goes the way of CDEC.
Dire structures are fortified. Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Second laner
Dire's middle barracks
this one, as CDEC are not actually going to be stopping anytime soon. They're going to go for the full mega creep white here.
No way, it's
Either that's going to be the big one. Headshot. Idea kill by them. This would be Ehome just using out. He died as well. It's going to be the 5th hero down. And Ehome calls. It'll be a tie now. CDEC if they manage to keep the series up.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Where
CDEC.
Yeah,
I can't even believe this.
Yeah, this is pretty insane. Everybody rated Ehome as one of the top Chinese teams, if not the top Chinese team. And they are going to be at quite the bad start here.